PathMonk is the intelligent tool for website lead generation. With increasing online competition, over 98% of website visitors don't convert. The ability to successfully show your value proposition and support visitors in their buying journey separates you from the competition online. PathMonk qualifies and converts leads on your website by figuring out where they are in the buying journey and influencing them in key decision moments with relevant micro experiences like case studies, intro videos, and much more. Stay relevant to your visitors and increase conversions by 50%. Add PathMonk to your website in seconds. Let the AI do all the work and get access to 50% more qualified leads while you keep doing marketing and sales as usual. Check us on pathmonk.com. Welcome to today's episode. Let's talk about today's guest. We have Nadine Kreutz from Generic DE, marketing manager with them. How are you doing today, Nadine?
I am very good, Ernesto. Thanks for the invitation.
It's great to have you on. And well, let's kick it off, right? I'm sure our listeners are tuning in, wondering what Generic DE is all about. So Nadine, in your own words, tell us a little bit more.
Generic DE is a company from Germany. It's a software company, and we produce individually customized software based on Microsoft technology. The company already exists since 25 years, and our key focus on what we do is clean code development. Clean code development means that we try to discover together with our customers the best possible solution to solve their IT problems, whatever they might be. And you can compare it a little bit to building a house. If you build a house and it can look fantastically from the outside, but if you go in, there might be water in the basement, there is some rust and you don't know where it comes from. And that is something that is probably because you have not planned it correctly. And it's called technical debt if you go into software development. And this is something that we try to avoid, or which we avoid with clean code development.
Okay, great to hear that. And so Nadine, so that way our listeners who are tuned in could get a good understanding there of Generic DE. What would you say is that key problem then that you guys like to solve for clients?
The key problem, it's a little hard to explain because there is not one key problem that we solve. And generally, you can say the customer from the B2B area has a problem that perhaps two machines are not working together. They're not communicating. And we try to find a solution how to solve that. And we also dive very deep into the process and try to understand what is the solution that is required. Should I perhaps give you an example so that it's a little more concrete? Because I know it's, not so easy to understand.
Okay, all right, definitely. So then on that note, then, is there a certain vertical segment? Is there an IT or ICP for Generic DE?
Yeah, so the ideal customer is someone from machine construction. So we have a lot of customers from that. We search for customers which have quite a big volume. So not small companies, but really big companies. And we want projects that last for a couple of months, so at least half a year. That's something that we need, yeah.
Okay, great to hear that. And so how would somebody then usually find out about Generic DE? Is there a top client acquisition channel for you guys?
Should be the website. Perhaps I should say here that I just started at Generic DE a couple of weeks ago, so I'm not too deep into all the processes, but of course the website is the number one thing for us.
Okay, great. And on that note, so that way our listeners who are tuned in can go ahead and visit you. They could check you out at generic.de. Yes. What role then do you think a website plays for website lead generation?
I think it's the main thing. If you do not have a good website which is converting in a good way, you cannot do business today. Because I mean, there are so many competitors out there. They do amazing work, and you can have the best product or the best service in the world. But if people do not find your website, or even worse, they find your website, but they do not understand what you're saying there, they will probably not buy.
Okay. All right. And so then, is there any tools or tips or methods that you would recommend to our listeners as far as some website lead generation?
I think I do not really want to talk about the special tools because I think what you need is a good mixture of everything. You need a blog, you need a SEO strategy, you need SEA, of course. And first thing is you need to be clear on what you do and what you want to explain to your customers. So you need to be crystal clear what your service is and what you offer. And yeah, it's quite easy to say, but you need one key message and repeat that over and over again on different ways a little bit, but so your customers really understand what you mean and what you say and see that you understand their problem.
Okay, great to hear that then. And well, let's switch gears then a little bit, Nadine, and let's talk about you as a leader there at Generic.de. Like you mentioned, you've been there for a couple of weeks, but what are some key tasks right now that you're focusing there on a day-to-day basis?
So on my role, I'm mainly in content marketing, and also I'm responsible for brand building, because I believe that a strong brand is also very important for good marketing mix. So I do a lot of work at the moment in LinkedIn, and together with my actual boss, we are also testing the website and looking how we can adapt things, how we can get leads there also from LinkedIn. But also everything about content marketing. So I'm preparing blog articles. We are really focusing on the strategy, what we want to achieve, which new companies we would like to have, or also which industry fields.
Okay. All right. And so in your time right now, then when you have some time available, how do you stay up to date with all the marketing news trends out there? Is there a preferred channel that you like to go with?
Yeah, I like LinkedIn a lot because I follow a lot of great people there, and I'm not so much a video person. I like to read a lot. I also like to listen to podcasts sometimes, but mainly I like to read articles and what other people say. I test some things, but I'm also a big fan of barcamps, I have to say. So I do not like the really, really big conferences because sometimes they are just a little not so deep into detail, let's say. But on barcamps, you can really meet people, talk to them, and get an exchange.
Okay, great. And well, let's jump into our next section then here now, Nadine, which is our rapid fire question rounds. Are you ready for them?
Yes, go ahead.
Perfect, awesome. First off then, Nadine, what is the last book that you read?
It should have been like a psycho thriller from Karen Slaughter.
Okay, perfect. Great read there for our listeners. Interesting. Next up then is, if there would be no boundaries in technology, what would be that one thing that you want to have fixed for your role as a marketer today?
Everything that comes around with Excel.
Okay, great.
Because I do really not like Excel a lot. I always struggle with it.
There's a lot of people, right, that wish something that could make life easier on Excel. So definitely would agree with you on that.
I mean, it's such an amazing tool and it can do so many things, but for my head, it's just like too much. I don't know.
Okay. So then on that, then is there one repetitive task that she could automate? What would that be?
In the preparation, I thought that question and I really struggled about that because actually I do not have so many automatically things to do at the moment. So probably also something about Excel.
Okay. Yep. That's why I wanted to see if it was with the same thing, but definitely. Okay. And well, Nadine, I mean, in the marketing world, you already have the experience, right? What would be that one thing that you would recommend yourself if you were to restart your journey as a marketer today?
Don't take it too seriously. It's important that you love what you do, but don't let it be too important to your life. And also just take it with humor. We are not operating on an open heart. We are not killing anyone. So be serious in what you do, but also have fun and don't take it too seriously. Just sometimes take a step back and watch it from the outside and be realistic on what you do.
Definitely important. Some great advice there, not just for yourself, but for all our listeners. Thank you so much for sharing that with us, Nadine. And well, we are coming to the end of the show today, Nadine. But before we do end, I do want to give you the last word. Say someone forgets everything about the interview today. What is that one thing they should remember about Generic.de?
We are a great software supplier.
There you guys heard them. Check them out at Generic.de, developing the right thing the right way. Nadine, thank you so much for being on with us. To our listeners, thank you so much for tuning in. And I'm looking forward to our next episode at PathMonk Presents. Thanks a lot, Nadine.
Thank you so much. Have a nice day.